Hey, sports fans, it's Saturday morning, August 26th in Budapest, but we're going to be talking about Friday night, day 7, August 25th in Budapest. This is the World Outdoor Athletics Championships in Budapest. It goes from the 19th of August till the 27th of August. So we've got, 2 more days to go, and I'm going to be heartbroken because it's been a wonderful champs. This is my number 14. And I got to tell you, and it's not just because I'm of Hungarian ancestry. This has been a wonderful champs. Why? Well, let me tell you. 15 to 20,000 people every morning session, 30,000 people in the evening sessions. The Hungarians cheer for Hungarian athletes. They cheer for everybody. They are global citizens. They are in a country of about 9 million people in the middle of Europe, in Central Europa, and they get it that they have got big neighbors around them. And so they try to get along with people pretty well. Well, Mr. Orban is, kind of a strong speaker, but we'll leave that alone for right now. So let's get the party rolling. We'll talk about the decathlon summary of all 5 events, but I'm going to start with the heats of the men's 4x1. The U.S. team consisted of Christian Coleman, Fred Curley, Brandon Carnes, J.T. Smith. Christian went 10:41, Curley 8:62, smoked it. Brandon Carnes 9:27, J.T. Smith 9:37. A little bit of hesitation between Brandon Carnes and J.T. Smith on the handoff. They went 37:67, qualified that for a then world leader. Jamaica with Akeem Blake, Oblique Seville, Ryan Ford, and Rohan Watson went 37:68. Pretty darn good. Again, qualified. Japan's got a great team. Ryoichi Sakai, Hiroki Yanagita, Yuki Koike, and Abdul Hakim Sani Brown. They teamed together for 37:71, seasonal best. They moved on. And the 4th team to move on was France with Meba Mikael Zazi, Pablo Mateo, Ryan Zizi, and Muhammadu Fall, 37:98. Our friends in TTO, Trinidad and Tobago, did not move on, 38:89. Okay, let's get into that second heat of the 4x100 meter relay. Now, this is the team that I think is going to challenge the U.S. Italy. This is the Olympic team, kids. These are the guys who got gold in Tokyo in 2021. Roberto Regali, Lamont Marcel Jacobs, I think you've heard of him, Lorenzo Pata, and Filippo Tortu. So Regali ran 10:60. Lamont ran 8:81. Now compare that with the 8:76 from our friend Fred Curley. Lorenzo Pata, 9:24. Filippo Tortu, 9 flat, 37:65, baby. They got the world leader. The difference between the Italians and the U.S. is they didn't have any hesitation on the batons. Okay, now let's get to team 2. That's South Africa. 37:72. It was Sean Maswangani, Benjamin Richardson, Clarence Muyai, Akani Simbini, 37:72. In 3rd, Great Britain, Jeremiah Azu, Adam Jamili, Jonah Efolko, and Eugene Amodadzi for 38:01. Now, Stuart Weir, our senior writer for Europe, said it'd have been really nice if they'd have had all 4 biblical names, but you can only go so far. In 4th was Brazil, Paulo Andre Camilo, Felipe Bardi, Enrique Cardoso, and Rodrigo dos Nascimento, 38:19 qualified seasonal best. So Nigeria was 5th with Faber, Ash, Ushitori Iskeri, Alaba, Akintola, and Seye Ongului, 38:20. And Canada was 6th, so that they didn't go on. So that's the men's 4x1. Okay. Then the next thing we're going to get into is a really crazy women's triple jump. Now, Yulimar Rojas from Venezuela is world champion. She's won 3 world champs, kids. She's Olympic gold medalist. She makes the triple jump look easy, and perhaps that's part of it. And she was hoping to double in the triple and the long. She just couldn't get a qualifier for the long. For most of the event, Maryna Bekh-Romanchuck from the Ukraine, 15 meters. She was out there leading. In 2nd place was Leyanis Pérez Hernández from Cuba, 14:96. And in bronze position was Sanika Ricketts from Jamaica, 14:93. Yulimar Rojas had 3 fouls. She just couldn't get her steps going. And on the last jump, it was amazing. She went 15.08 meters, and I swear she was 15 centimeters behind the board. So I'm giving her 15.23, guys. It was a safety jump, kind of like the safety dance, but Yulimar Rojas got the 4th gold medal for Venezuela in the triple jump. She is a true talent. Maryna Bekh-Romanchuck from Ukraine, silver, 15 meters even, and Leyanis Pérez Hernández from Cuba, 1496. She's the bronze medalist. The Americans were Katura Orji, 1433, and Tori Franklin did not start. Don't know that story yet, but I'll check it out. As the caffeine courses into my central nervous system at 11 minutes past midnight, I thank it. Okay, now we're going to go to the women's 4x1 qualifying. That was pretty incredible too. So in heat 1, Jamaica with Brianna Williams, Elaine Thompson-Herah, Shashley Forbes, and Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price dropped to 41.70. That looked pretty good. I think they'll probably change and put Shericka in there. Great Britain had Asha Phillip, Imani Lanasquat, Bianca Williams, and Angie Tago, 42.33 qualifier. Switzerland, Natasha Cooney, Salome Cora, Geraldine Fry, and Melissa Gutschmidt, 42.64. I wonder if they'll bring both of the Kamunchis in. So it'll be very Kambuchis in. It'll be very interesting to see who the Swiss run in there. And then the final qualifier was Germany with Louise Wieland, Sina Mayer, Gina Lukenkemper, and Rebecca Haas, 42.78. So that was heat 1. Let's go to heat 2, kids. Okay. Heat 2, USA. Tamari Davis, Twanisha Terry, Tamara Clark, Melissa Jefferson, 41.59. There was a crap handoff between 2 and 3, just, a little tightness. Cote d'Ivoire was in second with Muriel Ohore Demps, Marie Jose Talou. God, she did that, and she ran the 200. Jessica Gabai and Mabudu Kone, 41.90, an African record. And Marie Jose came back and ran the 200. Wow. Italy, third. They set a national record, 42.14 qualifier, with Dalia Kadari, Anna Bongiorni, Elisa Pavese, and Zanyab Doso, 42.14. Tasty, tasty. Netherlands in fourth, Nikita Sido, Marie van Hunestijn, Jamil Samuel, and Tassa Dia, 42.53. Yeah, I suck at these pronunciations, but get over it. I suck at pronouncing English. Fifth, Poland. They qualified with Pia Kriskova, Kristiana Simonuska, Magdalena Stefanovic, and Ua Sabota, 42.65. So that will be the women's 4x1 final. That should be interesting. Now, let's go to the women's javelin. So, Haruka Kitaguchi, on her last throw, she had been struggling a little bit, but she takes it out into another world, 66.73 meters for the gold. Flor, Denis, Ruiz, Hurtado from Colombia, 65.47, a national record. And in third, Mackenzie Little, 63.38. Annette Kosina from Latvia, 63.18, seasonal best. Victoria Hudson from Austria, 62.92. And Xiying Liu, 61.66. Multiple medalist Kelsey Lee Barber from Australia was 7th in 61.19. Kind of surprised me a little bit. Okay, well, let's go to the women's 800 semis. First one, Keely Hodgkinson. She did what she does. She's up front the whole time. Nia Atkins, U.S., stayed out of trouble. Keely went 158.48. Nia went 158.61 and scored a PB in the semifinal. That's going to tell you it's going to be fast in that final. Noelle Urigo from Benin was trying to hold her off. Couldn't do it. 159.43. Okay. Heat 2 of the women's 800 semi. Gemma Ricci went from, she was in the complete back. She moved up on the last straightaway. 2:0.28. Raven Rogers, 2:0.47. That's what Raven does well. Natoya Goulet-Tulpin, Jamaica, 2:0.78. She does not move on. And in the third, this is a really interesting one. Mary Mora, she's running, like leading and being boring, but she's making the team. 158.48 qualifier. A Thing Mu was kind of toying around with the field, and with about 250 to go, she did this kind of almost fall. And what happened was she twisted around, kind of did a 360. But our keen observer, Jeff Shaver, described it as this. A Thing Mu, toying with the field in her 800-meter semifinal, does a full Anichi turn with 250 meters remaining and still gets a Q. Yeah, she was behind, man, but she kept it cool. Shows that she's a champion and moved up. And boy, she was in second place. Mary Mora, 158.48. A Thing Mu, 158.78. Halima Nakai from Uganda, 158.59. And Adele Tracy, who had that killer 356 1500. She's from Jamaica. She got a PB in the 1500. She just scored a PB in the 800, 158.99 last qualifier. That 800 is going to be hot, hot, hot on Sunday. So the decathlon, let's get you updated on the deck. In the decathlon, it's the crazy German decathlete via the University of Texas, NCAA champion, Leo Neugebauer, winning it, or he's scoring at day one, 46.40. He went 10.69 in the 100, 8 meters PB in the long jump, 17.04 PB in the shot put, 2.02 in the high jump. Okay, 47.99 in the 400 to score 46.40. In second place, Pierce LePage from Canada, 46.10. He went 10.45, 7.59 in the long jump, 15.81 in the shot, 2.08 in the high jump, pretty damn impressive, and 47.21 in the 400. In third, Damian Warner, defending champ, 45.78, 10.32 in the 100, 7.77 in the long jump, 15.03 in the shot put, 2.05 in the high jump, 47.86 in the 400. He just doesn't seem all there. Lyndon Victor, who's been around forever from Grenada, 44.76, 10.60 for the 100, 7.55 for the long jump, 15.94 for the shot, 2.02 for the high jump, and 48.05 for the 400. He scored 44.76. In fifth, from Estonia, a country that loves multi-events, Johannes Erm, 44.30, 10.69 for the 100, 7.72 for the long jump, 15.38 for the shot put, 193 for the high jump, 47.05 for the 400. And in sixth place, Aiden Owens Delerm from Puerto Rico, 44.29. He went 10.43, 7.72, 14.30, 1.90, 46.44. He won the 400. First American is Kyle Garland in eighth, 43.82. He went 10.59, 7.54, 14.44 in the shot put, 2.08 in the high jump, 49.24 in the 400. Day two is a big thing for Mr. Garland. Let's see if he can get into the medal hunt. But that's the deck update. Now we've got both 200s, and they delivered. Okay? So let's go to the women's. As a keen observer from Oregon told me, Shericka Jackson had it won halfway through the race. And I have to agree. Shericka hit that turn like a bat out of hell, and she ran a 21:41 championship record. She looked up at the screen for a little bit, made sure it was a legal mark, was hoping for the world record, but didn't have it. In second, silver, was Gabby Thomas from the U.S., 21.81. And Gabby told us afterwards she was very happy going from a bronze to a silver, and last year she was injured. Sha'Carri Richardson thanked me for her question, telling everybody that this was her second medal here, and she was very happy doing that. 21.92 for the bronze. And in fourth place, Julian Alfred, 22.05. Fifth was Daryl Nita, 22.16 a PB, and sixth was Anthony Straum from the Bahamas, 22.29. Dina Asher Smith, the 2019 champion, 22.34 for seventh, and Marie Jose Talou, after running that screaming 4x1 leg, 22.64 and eighth. She kind of sacrificed the 200 to get her Cote d'Ivoire team to the finals. We did a presser afterwards with Shericka, Gabrielle, and Sha'Carri. They couldn't have been nicer. I got questions with Sha'Carri and with Gabrielle. I asked Sha'Carri how she felt about winning 2 medals. She thanked me. She was very effusive. She was kind of a we are the world, we are the children person tonight. All three of them stressed that they don't want to be competing U.S. and Jamaica. Yes, they compete as teams too, but they are friends. They get on the track. They try to do what's best and do the best race. So I thought it was great. I think they handled stuff. They handled the questions. A pat on the back to Shericka Jackson. She was asked by an Israeli journalist Well, Flojo's record, it's from the 70s and 80s, and they're all questionable. What do you think about that? And Shericka just looked over and said, you know what? She didn't test positive. It's the world record. So it's the world record. It's one I've got to go after. Get over it. I think she handled it well. Gabrielle Thomas was great. I asked Gabrielle about how she felt with her silver and when would she find out about the 4x1 and the 4x4, because earlier she had mentioned that she was hoping to do the mix, the 4x1 and the 4x4, and she wasn't on the mixed at all. So I don't know if she annoyed the coaching staff or what. I sure hope it's not that. I think they tried to keep her fresh for the 200. And these races are just so damn close. There's so many great athletes around the world. There's athletes from 200 countries here. 94 of them have, 6 to 164. So you just don't know. And there's always someone coming up new. That's the quality of track and field. President Sebco said in a presser to us on July 31st, he wanted to raise the quality of the world champs. Well, he's done that. Budapest has delivered a killer stadium, big crowds, looks great on TV. The athletes communicate well. They have fun. They treat each other with respect. And the Hungarian crowds are loving it. I hear that Budapest is bidding for the European champs. I would support that because I like to go to European championships. Okay, final event of the night, kids. This was really exciting. It's the men's 200. Now, back in February, there was this charming little American, well, not a little American, charming American, Noah Lyles, who told us at the New Balance Indoor Grand Prix that he was going to do something special at the Budapest World Champs, and he did. When I started talking about Noah Lyles winning the 100, people thought I was smoking the proverbial crack pipe. But Noah Lyles showed his vigor, his fitness, and his confidence as the season got going, and he was ready at the right time, and he took that race from people. He took that race, just like Gina Lukenkemper, one of his training partners, did at the Europeans last year. In this race here, Noah had control from the very beginning. It was one of his best starts. Yeah, I think he was like, he's the third quickest. That's normally not Noah, man. He came off that turn, and yes, I'm going to use the term bad out of hell. Get over it. It's a Meatloaf album, one of the best-selling albums of all times. Noah ran 1952. Arian Knighton, silver, 1975. Letsili Tebogo from Botswana, 1981. This is Letsili's second medal. We have a nice piece up about him from Deji Ugayimbu. Letsili is 20 years old. Arian Knighton, I think, is 19. And Noah Lyles, I think, is an incredibly aged 25. So we're going to see these people around for a while. The presser was wonderful. I did it live. I'll get it posted on RunBlogRun later tonight. But in fourth place was Zarnell Hughes, who recently set records for the British at 100 and 200. Kenny Bednarek in fifth from Wisconsin, 2007. Andre de Grasse, former champion at 200 in Canada, 2014. Alexander Ogando from Dominican Republic, 2023 in seventh. Andrew Hudson, who got a little bit of glass in his eye when the two minibuses collided before the semifinal, finished in eighth. And in ninth was Joseph Fanbula from Liberia, 2057. But Noah said he wanted to win the 100 and 200, and he delivered it. It was very impressive. He was relaxed, but he's highly quotable. He's always a lot of fun. I got a question with him in the first presser because I was allowed only one question. So here's the deal, kids. When I come to these things, I love the medal awards because athletes are rather effusive and very talkative here. So what used to happen is my son Adam would sit in the front row, get our camera set up, and then I would just ask one question after another because there wasn't a lot of press here. And the athletes loved it because I would ask track questions, because what happened in 2019 is a couple knuckleheads decided, let's just ask everybody, including pole vaulters and sprinters, what they think about Alberto Salazar, which was kind of horseshit. And it's not that they're not legitimate questions, but why do you ask a sprinter or a pole vaulter, what do you think about this coach? What are they going to say? Well, he's a bad boy? I don't know. It's just sometimes you don't have a lot of time to ask these people questions. You want credibility as a journalist, so actually think about what you're saying beforehand. What a concept. Yes, and don't tell me that, well, you got to ask drug questions all the time. I wrote a piece in 2014 that made sure Rita Jeptu didn't got a check for $500,000 because she tested positive and the federation was hiding it. So yes, I know how that stuff works because I've stayed up all night, written it, had to call my lawyer, wait to get sued and lose my house and all that happy horse shit. So that's how it happens. So when you guys can put it up and actually put the money you have and a house you have because you want to do the right thing, then talk to me about it. Don't be a jerk and ask Sam Kendricks about something that he wants to talk about the pole vault, you know? So anyway, that was my rabbit hole for tonight. But that's because I had a little coffee. This has been a wonderful evening. This was day 7 of the World Champs, and it was a great day. I'm really enjoying it. 2 more days of the World Champs. Tomorrow is day 2 of the decathlon in the morning. There's also marathon in the morning, and we'll be covering that. And then there's the men's marathon on Sunday, and then the wonderful closing session, and with some great races. But we've got a lot of fun stories up on RunBlogRun. Please check them out. We have a wonderful group of riders riding remotely and from here. We have Sam Ferris, Jeff Benjamin, Elliot Denman. We have Deji Ugayimbu. We have Justin Legat. We have Stuart Weir. We have Kethel Denety. We have myself. And we have Race Results Weekly folks. So we've got a great group. And thanks to Mike Deering for keeping me organized, keeping these sane. And thanks to his wife, Chelsea, for being patient with us when we had 2 pressers in a row. So have a great evening, run, jump, throw, say something nice to people. Think about what you say before you do it. Peace out.